guys, there I am again. Sorry that it took me so long. But now I'm back, and as I promised, with a brand new series. Hugging, your part.
Right. Oh, please, Tara, could you tell me what this new series is about? I definitely don't know that, because this dialogue is so not scripted.
Great you ask! It's about the creation process of my very first webcomic. As a few of you might know, I already have a lot personal projects going on. Finding time to also plan a comic is almost impossible at this point. So I thought doing a YouTube series where I introduce all of you a bit into my process would let me hit two birds with one stone.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry. That's just an idiom for getting two things done at once.
You humans are quite morbid.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I obviously can't involve you into the whole writing process because, spoilers, I still want you to read this thing when it's done. But I will involve you a lot into my designing process. However, this episode is actually episode 0. Because there is something important to discuss before I can even start with designing something. I first need to find a style for my comic. It should be simple enough so that redrawing the characters over and over again wouldn't burn me out, but still not too cartoony so that it would fit the more serious tone of the story. I thought it would be a good idea to analyze a few other styles, and perhaps that would help me to find the right style for my comic. Long story short, this episode is a 10 different art style challenge. Well, kinda.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, that's how someone is coloring also is part of their art style, right?
Yes, what do you... You forgot to color, did you?
No, I didn't forget. I was just a bit lazy. But I have a good excuse for it.
And what would that be?
Well, this is mostly to figure out a style I can present in my comic. And I already know that I will just use flat colors and a little bit shading for more intense scenes. Doing a comic is a pretty time-consuming process after all. And I definitely won't use a painterly style, so even if a few of the styles I picked are painting styles, I just focused on how things are shaped and how the overall proportions are. Not all of them turned out great, but it was definitely a nice way to figure out where my comfort zone lies. So without further ado, let's just start, shall we? Your own style does count as one of the 10 art styles, so I started with my one. And since I don't have any of these yet, I just drew myself. I never really observed my style, but what I noticed so far is that it heavily depends on the medium I use. In the most traditional mediums, I tend to go for a quite realistic approach, but when it comes to digital art, I usually have a more semi-realism style, I guess. And because I hate doing the outlines, I mostly keep it pretty loose and sketchy. What I will probably also do for the comic, because in this way I spare me one step of work. Next one on the list is Jazza. I didn't need to download any reference files for that because I have this book of creating characters, and that one has plenty of references in it. I will put a few pictures in for you to see how good or bad of a job I did. This was one of the styles I was the most intimidated by, because it's so different from what I usually do, and even though more cartoony, also still pretty complex? I don't know, it's just different. I wasn't confident about this first, but then it came pretty natural to me, and I think it's one of the styles that I was able to replicate the best. You tell me how I did this, but I think I came quite close. The third one on the list is Lavender Town. Here I was a bit unsure what to pick. Like the most artists, she has a lot of styles she draws in. All of them have some distinct look to it. Cute and creepy at the same time. But she has a way to draw super simplified, like in her comic Unfamiliar, and a few that are a bit closer to real anatomy. I tried to go with a mixture of them. I thought because it's simple, it should be easy. But for some reason it wasn't so easy for me. Especially the eyes. Big eyes are always a challenge for me, for some reason. Because I never have enough space for them. Also, yes, I didn't know what I was doing with the pose. I think it turned out kinda cute, but in terms of copying the art style, it wasn't a real success. Anyway, moving on to the next one, which is Casey Golden. That one was fun. I really enjoyed doing those simple shapes. It's a bit too goofy for the story I'm going for, but I will definitely keep a few things of it in mind. Going to the next one, we have Mute Tribbled. The look of this one is really suiting for lots of comics. I'm writing this script pretty late, so my memory is a bit foggy. But as far as I remember, I enjoyed it. And I like the way it turned out. So, who's next? Oh yes, Erika the Goober. I don't have any memory at all. I guess it was a bit difficult at a few points. I think it turned out okay, but did I succeed in copying the style? I'm not sure. At one point, this challenge became a bit exhausting to me. It was done in multiple sessions, and I just wanted to be done with it. I guess that was mostly because I didn't want to wait any longer until I can finally do the actual comic stuff. And here we come to Nadia Axel. By the way, I will link every artist down in the description. Before I continue with that one, I was procrastinating a lot. Even though I chose her more simplified cartoony style, I was quite intimidated by it. And as far as I remember, and the footage shows me, I struggled a lot. It has so many sharp edges, and I guess that's definitely not something that feels natural to me. What I think is kinda sad, because I really like the look of it. And something similar might work with my idea. But if I have to force a style so much that it hurts my hand, it's not going to work. Not for a whole comic project. But perhaps it will inspire me for a few things. It didn't turn out that good, sorry for that, Nadia. But it was worth a try. And here we have the lovely style of pixie sticks. I did expect it to be difficult, but as far as I remember, it was a bit more easy. I guess round organic shapes are just more for me. That isn't to say that it was super easy though, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with the result. You tell me, does that look right? I think the hands would need more refinement, but I like how the eyes turned out. Next on the line is a German fellow, Sonja Stegemann. Her style would be perfect for my project. Especially if you don't render it and just use flats, it could go down pretty quickly. But it's still realistic enough that you can take it seriously. Unfortunately, I can't really remember if it was that easy for me. Looking at the footage, I would say no. On the other hand, I was also struggling with figuring out new poses for every style, so it wouldn't be too boring to watch. And I really like the final result, especially at the face. So I guess I would take a few things from that style when I create my own. The last one is Semdar's Arts, and I totally forgot to press record, so I can just show you the final result, which I'm not happy with at all. So Sam, if you ever see that, I'm sorry for butchering your beautiful style. I don't know what was going wrong here. I guess I was just exhausted at this point. So here they are. 10 different art styles. Perhaps I might do this challenge for real next time, but not today. Tell me which one is your favorite, and how I did in general. The next episode will be out a bit later. The next video, however, is supposed to come out in this month, because it's related to mermaid. But I can't promise anything, so better take that with a grain of salt. So, and that was it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to do the whole YouTube thing, you know, the whole like, comment, share thingy, you know the draft. And yeah, stay creative.
Stay nice to ravens.
And we will see you in the next episode. So until then, bye! And I definitely won't use a painting style. Paintery. Dang it! Sorry. Map styles I picked. Okay. Map. Not all of them turned out great, but it was definitely a nice way to figure out where my... God damn it, what's wrong with my voice? Me. Map. In the most traditional mediums, I tend to go for a quite... Wait, what's wrong? Map. I will put a few pictures in for you. I will put a few pictures in for you to see how good I... It was bad. Map. Like the most artists, she has a lots of... A lots? What the heck? Grammar terror. Map. But she has a very... Oh. Dang it. Map. I really... wait a second. God damn it, no, not right now. Now I can start over again. Map. Before I continue with... Map. And I'm not sure if I'm happy with the... Map when I create my own one. What? No. Create my own one. My own one? What the heck? My own! So I guess I would take a few things from that. Map.
You forgot the color that...
Map. Meep. I guess I was just exhausted as this... I'm a snake now.